Hi, my name is Chelsea and I'm with the Volusia County Public Library at the Hope Place branch. This is my second anatomy drawing video. The first is about heads and facial features. But today I am going to be teaching you all how to draw limbs, hands, and feet. So we're going to be drawing a couple examples of that using some models. So if you've seen my other video, you know that I am a big fan of using circles as a base shape. And we're going to be bringing that into these features as well. So we'll start with our arms because, they're at the top. I like to start with a circle for the shoulder or about where it's going to be, and then another for the elbow because these are rotating, they're moving around, like a circle. And then we're going to draw the wrist. Something I also learned is if you draw a circle where the shoulder is and where your wrist is, about in the center is where your elbow is going to be. So to connect these, we'll draw, simple lines just to show they're connected. Now with the shoulder, you're going to bring it out a little bit into a circle, and then about where this top muscle is, you're going to bring it in and down a little bit, and then into the second part where it connects to the elbow. The bottom of the arm is relatively curved, so about where the armpit is, we're going to add a little bit and then curve it down into our elbow. The elbow on an arm protrudes a little bit. It's a very, pointy bone. So we're going to add a little definition to that to really draw it out. Again, the bottom of the forearm is a little more curved, and then where the elbow is, we're going to bring it in, then add a curve and bring it down to our wrist. And this is about the same concept we're going to use for any arm. So we'll do a curved arm. So here we have my shoulder and my wrist. Draw a line in between. The center is about where my elbow is going to be. So we're doing that shoulder again, showing the muscles define in the arm, bring it down into the elbow. And that is just a very fast, simple drawing of an arm. It's great to add those really sketchy lines so that when you're working on your finished product, you have a very good idea of more or less what your posture is going to be like. And of course, what is an arm without a hand? So when I draw hands, unlike my usual love of circles, we're going to start with more of a elongated trapezoid, I would call it. So this top part, this longer part, is where your fingers are going to be, and you're going to bring it down in like this and have a little bit. This is where your wrist is going to be. I like to draw a circle to show that really rotary movement. And then for the fingers, this is where your thumb is going to be. Add a little triangle to the side because it's really a separate entity from the rest of your fingers. So you can see if I take off my thumb, you're seeing that trapezoidal shape, and then when I hide that, you can see the triangle that my thumb is attached to. So this is going to be the front of our hand. I like to add a little curve to show that little bit there. And the thumb sort of has a curve on both sides, but that also depends on your thumb. I just have a very curved thumb. And then with the hand, well, the fingers, there is a little bit of a divot that connects the thumb to the forefinger. So we're going to bring that up, add a little curve at the top. We do not have claws for fingers. And then again, add a little curve where it connects down here to the middle finger. Now the ring finger, it depends for most people, but usually it's a little taller than the index finger, but shorter than the middle finger. So we'll make it tall, but not too tall. And then finally with the pinky, some people have pinkies that extend very far out like this. So we'll show a little bit of that in this hand. And that is a general hand shape. At the bottom here, I like to bring in that thumb to show just a little bit of contrast from the wrist, and that is more or less what a hand looks like. I like to keep this general shape no matter what position my hand is in, but it's better to think of it as more of a 3D box. So you see this, and then this is about where your fingers are going to be, and then the thumb will be here. So you can see even with drawing that super simple boxy trapezoid shape, you can easily add the fingers and all of the rest of the features of a hand just with that little box. Now I'm just going to outline these hands so you can get a better idea of what they're looking like. And there are all the components of your upper limbs. Now we're going to focus on the legs and feet. So again, I like to start with a circle at the top, about where the thigh connects to the hip, and then this is going to be from the front ankle. So we start with a longer sort of forearm here, and then this is about where the knee is going to be. Then bring it into the knee and connect it like that. Bear with me, this is not what a leg looks like. However, when you get into the calf, you're going to bring it out and back in to really show that muscle. And then taper it down into the ankle, and this is about where the foot's gonna be. It's simple, it's not too hard. You're gonna wanna curve it in on the other side as well. And that is more or less a leg. Now we'll do it from the side. Add another circle, knee, ankle. The thigh on the top is very curved. It comes into the knee like this. And then at the bottom, you show a much wider curve near the hip, and then bring it in just a little bit by the knee. Add a little curve just like we did with the elbow. The shin is very straight. You're not going to show a lot of curvature in that. And then the calf has a lot more definition to it. So you're going to bring that out. Not too much because the thigh is usually vastly thicker than the calf. And then bring it like that. And there you have the general shape of a leg. So now I'm going to show you how to draw a foot. So again, we are sort of using that trapezoid shape, but we are making it much longer. So again, you're going to make your shape. And what I like to do is add a little bit of a curve at the end. So it kind of looks like a sock. It's not a sock. But then, as you get further away from the sock, you're going to bring it in a bit to show that arch that you can still see from the top of the foot, just, not as much as from the side. And then bring it in. Then out of this sort of sock at the end, you can carve out the toes. And that's the general shape of a foot. Feet and hands can be really intimidating as an artist, but once you can sort of understand the basic shapes of each of them, you can kind of get a rough sketch of each. So now we'll show from the side. Again, trapezoid, but this time it'll be a little different. So this is where your toe is going to be. And then once you get past the toe, you're going to bring the foot up into the arch if your character has arches. I like to show a little bit of toe back there, and then bring this top of the foot up into the leg. Back here we have the sole. I'm going to want my leg a little further. And with the sole, once you really get that round part in the back, you're going to bring it up into your Achilles tendon, and you can start shaping it up into the calf. So once again, you're really seeing that sort of trapezoid shape like in the hand, because the feet and the hands are just so similar, but there are just a couple tweaks you need to make to really make it look more like a foot. So now I'm going to outline this with a dark marker so that I can really show you the defining features. So now you can see really all the features of the leg and feet. I hope this lesson really helped you get a good grasp on what hand, feet, and limb anatomy is like. For more drawing videos, you can check out our YouTube at Volusia Teens Read, and you can find us on Instagram at Volusia Reads. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you later.